Well, hello there. I am in the middle of nowhere. It's very quiet. I can hear a small plane very far in the distance. It's coming closer. Well, so much for feeling completely isolated. I'm sitting in the middle of a field. I saw this thing. Well, actually, I was headed back to the wind caves over there, and I have a later start today than I had the other day when I was here last. And I had to be out of this park. I had to be back to my car by 5:30. I probably have more than enough time. And you know what? I might still end up going over there. But I think I'm happy right here. And I wanted to show you this thing. This is a Epmud East Bay Municipal Unified District boundary corner. I don't know what they use that for, but I'm using it as my place marker for this chat with you. Okay, I don't have anything on my mind, really. Nothing, no burning topics or anything. So this is just kind of a status check-in of what's going on. What's going on? What day is it? I think it's like the 17th of December. So Christmas is a week from tomorrow. I go to work on this coming Saturday. That's in 3 or 4 days from now. And I work there right up until New Year's Eve. I go home on New Year's Eve. And this is I do actually have something I was going to talk about. This is a replacement job for the original job I had scheduled for December. I was going to work for 4 weeks for this couple that were going to go to Europe. And that would be like one of the longest jobs I've ever done. And it's a job I've worked in their house before with their pets before. It's a nice place. I have no real complaints about that job, but they canceled. They decided they didn't want to spend the money, and they canceled, far enough in advance that I didn't feel worried that something else would come up. And something else did come up, and this is what came up. And this is only 10 days, 9 or 10 days compared to a whole month. So I'm not making the money I would have made from those other people, which hopscotches me to another topic. And that was, I was thinking about, it's 2 years ago when I went back to college. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. Is that right? Couldn't have been last year. I'm going to have to look at my calendar and figure this out. It feels like it was 2 years ago. Shoot. Anyway, part of what made me comfortable with my whole life scenario about going back to school when I did was that I was working for this family, the same family that just now canceled on me. They had given me like a 3-week job that year. And so I was making a lot of money. I had a cushion of finances that made me feel like it was okay to start taking classes and not having to worry about when I was going to get my next job, because the money I was going to get from the payment of that job, plus the financial aid money I would receive 2 weeks into the semester, 2 or 3 weeks into the semester, I was going to be floating in money. And that is what gave me the feeling of freedom and trust and security that helped me just dedicate to going to school. I don't remember if I did get any other jobs during that term. I might have, but they weren't intimidating in any way. And my memory is so weird. But I don't have that same security now. I didn't have it in the autumn either. So this last autumn that I signed up, I was really motivated. I got into all these great classes. I went to the first day of all my classes and I said, I love this. I want to do this. And then one little hiccup regarding work stability happened, and I had to throw the whole semester away. So luckily that happened right at the beginning of the semester. So flashing into now, and I'm not deeply contemplating about going back to school this semester, but I was just kind of scanning my memory to say, why did you do so good that time you did go back? Why couldn't you do that well, this year? And that's why it was. It was the security. It was that extra security from good paying job. And I don't have that now. And in fact, the whole shebang, the whole bailiwick of secure work in January is a mystery to me. January is typically not a good month for pet sitting. But yesterday, I did get a request through Rover to take care of one dog for 4 days at the very end of January. So that perked me up a little bit and said, well, if there's one person, there could be more that could need me. I'm squinting because I'm staring like straight into the sun. And it's so different here than it was the other day when I was here, because the other day when I was here, the wind was just howling through this valley, and we had all that cloud cover, and we had rain yesterday. Yesterday would have been a fun day to come up here, and I had it as a half thought, but I lost my raincoat recently. I might have talked about that in the last video. And I didn't want to come hiking in the rain without a raincoat. And I bought a new raincoat online from Poshmark. I bought it on Saturday, and it got delivered today. And it's a brand new raincoat I got for 20 bucks. Poshmark is a really good place to buy stuff. And they even have it set up so that the person that's selling you an item doesn't get your money until you receive the item and get to review it and say, okay, I like it. Then you release the funds to them. Because if you don't like it, you can send it back, and they never had your money that they have to refund. So I was really impressed with that. And this coat is just beautiful. What else is there to talk about? So I have no inkling at all about taking even a single class this coming semester. Just have not been thinking about it at all. But now that I have started to think about it, maybe I will think about it and try to get into, maybe take that watercolor class again with the teacher that I was in for 2 weeks with at the beginning of the spring semester last year. So it must have just been last year. It must have been last fall semester, because then I went to the spring semester, but I didn't complete it. Then the next fall I went in. So it wasn't 2 years, it was only 1 year. I like this other teacher better than the teacher I was going to take watercolor from. Oh, I don't want to start talking about all that. Okay, any other topics? The only other topic I'm even interested in now, and yet yesterday I kind of maxed out on it, and now I'm going to let it go, and it can be a background item for me. I was really interested in the drones in New Jersey, and partly because I just like to look at the sky. I like to look at the sky. I take pictures of airplanes flying by. I have a couple of friends that I hassle with that. material. Um, and so if I were there in New Jersey and this was going on at night, I would totally be out there trying to take pictures of it and stuff. But now that it's been going on for 3 weeks, it's kind of hit a peak of fanaticism with everybody trying to say, this is what it is, this is what it is, no, this is what it is, this is what it means. Yesterday, I saw 3 different perspectives on what's going on. One of them kind of satisfied my hunger to know, but the one that satisfied my hunger to know was the most far-fetched one. And that I felt resonance with this crazy idea. I wouldn't call it a conspiracy theory, but it's a fanatical idea. And this guy, he believes that sun's going into a cloud. He believes that what's going on is extraterrestrial. And I don't know why, but that's what I feel most inclined to agree with. It's kind of like, go with the most far-fetched idea, and then you can come back down to earth from there. If you have the most far-fetched idea and you say, yep, I can believe that, nothing else is going to shock you. If you're in denial that the most far-fetched thing could be a possibility, then you're opening yourself up for fear. And this guy that I was listening to, he's an advanced remote viewer, and I actually find a lot of, I don't know, I get comfort from people that can remote view and share their information with confidence. And okay, I'm getting boring now. 12 minutes. I wish I had something more interesting to talk about. I'm sorry. I might end up not even sharing this, but I just kind of wanted to get into the groove again of talking. I'm going to have 10 days at this job alone, and that will give me freedom of space to start to articulate again. So maybe that's what is going to come of this. So, man, sitting in a field. There were coyotes howling a little bit earlier. Oh, look at that pretty tree. I just walked by that, actually. Yeah. There was like 3 or 4 coyotes all howling, and they were up here at the top of the ridge. And I thought, oh, when I get up there, I'm going to see the coyotes. And now that I'm up here, they're totally silent. So if I do hear them again, I'll record it, and I'll add that as footage to the end of this video. So cross your fingers that you're going to hear or see coyotes. Okay, cheerio.